Tailworld's just released another dev blog that has answered a lot of our questions when it comes to the different types and styles of ships for all of the factions. This is by far the most news and content that they have showcased to us so far, so I'm really excited about it, and this will be my first time actually reading through it, so let's go ahead and jump right in. First up, we have the ship's classes and sails. Ships and war sails fall into three core classes: light, medium, and heavy, each turned for a different role in naval engagements. Light ships are affordable and tend to excel in acceleration as well as maneuverability, making them the choice for flank attack. However, their lower crew capacity and hit points make them easy targets when caught off guard. Their small size also makes them less stable in rough weather and results in fewer potential upgrades. Medium ships strike a balance between price, durability, deck capacity, and upgrade potential. They're versatile and able to adapt into a range of roles without specializing in any one area. Heavy ships are built for staying power. Wide decks, large crew capacity, thick hulls, and a wealth of upgrades to pick from allow them to dominate in prolonged engagements, though all of this comes at a hefty price in dinars. Their large size tends to make them less responsive when changing direction, but enables them to power through rough seas in the heat of battle. Along these, some ships carry the trade designation, a secondary characteristic that applies to vessels built for commerce and logistics rather than combat. Trade ships differ from warships in several key ways. They carry fewer troops, offer more inventory space, and require smaller crews to operate, making them the preferred choice for merchant convoys. A ship's performance at sea is also shaped by its sail geometry, which governs how it handles under varying wind conditions. Square sails offer quick acceleration and perform well in calm winds, but struggle against the wind. Lateen sails catch wind from more directions, enabling higher peak speeds and better versatility, though they result in slower acceleration and lower responsiveness. Hybrid rigs blend both types for steadier control and changing winds. A ship's sail type is fixed to its design and can't be swapped, but sail upgrades improve performance within those limits. Ships and war sails are inspired by real-world vessels that match the cultures of Calradia. From square-sailed cogs and round ships in the west to lateen-rigged galleys and sailboats in the east, each ship draws inspiration from historical designs. Every faction feels at least one unique ship reflecting its identity, while drawing the rest of its fleet from shared regional pools, bringing the total up to 20 unique ships. However, not all factions have access to every ship class. For instance, the Empire employs vessels across all sizes, while the Nords use light and medium ships geared for boarding. Access to these ships depend just not on location, but also the infrastructure. The ports must be upgraded via settlement projects. A low-level shipyard might only offer a few light ships, while higher levels unlock medium and heavy ships with more vessels for sale. The Empire's navy is going to be the most well-rounded in Calradia. Their fleet includes the Laberna, a medium vessel with compact hull and sharp contours, built to withstand hits and even deliver ramming strikes. They also have the Dromon. Their heavy flagship is a broad, high-deck vessel with hybrid sails and tall sides, evoking the form of historical Dromons. It's designed to serve as a command ship with ample space for crew and inventory, offering endurance and control in large-scale engagements. Assyrian ships combine sleek sailboat hulls with galley-like decks. Their heavy vessel, the Gurub, I hope I'm saying that right, features a lean frame with high decks and sharply rising bow, relying primarily on sail power for speed, while offering modest oar support for repositioning. They're slower to accelerate, but its Latin sails allow for higher speed with excellent wind coverage. Britannia draws from riverine and woodland traditions, hence producing vessels reflecting this. Their ship is inspired by the real-world Berlin, a ship used in medieval Scotland. The Britannia Berlin is a light, square-shield ship with a narrow hull and a modest height, designed for speed and agility in calmer waters. Its open-deck layout supports range combat well, though limited crew capacity makes it vulnerable to boarding and less effective in longer engagements. The Gazette brings their nomadic speed and skirmishing tradition to the sea with ships like the Kolgok. This heavy flagship has a wide, long hull equipped with lateen sails. Its high speed, paired with solid deck space and archer positions, makes it ideal for long-range pressure. However, like most lateen-rigged ships, it suffers from lower acceleration and lacks strong oar support. Sturgis ships focus on strength, oar power, and cold water resilience. Their heavy ship, the Lloydia, blends the structure of a galley with the profile of a long ship, featuring a long hull and an open deck that emphasizes deck capacity. It is built for pushing through volleys and closing the distance for decisive boarding actions. It boasts strong oar power while retaining decent sail capability. Palladian fleets draw inspiration from sturdy cargo vessels of Northern Europe. Their heavy ship, the Round Ship, features a tall, boxy hull with elevated decks, ideal for range support. It has a modest oar power but makes up with strong defensive structures and commanding lines of sight. With its height and layered platforms, it resembles a floating fortress. The Nords field longships built for decisive, close-quarter combat. Their flagship, the Drakkar, is a medium open-deck vessel with a narrow, elongated hull and pronounced prow, designed for acceleration. It relies heavily on powerful oars and boarding. While its exposed design offers little protection against missiles, its aggressive profile and fast acceleration allow it to close the gap fast, overwhelm the enemy with numbers, and claim the deck deck before arrows even become a concern. After looking at all the different ship designs, I think my favorite has to be the Khuzaits that call Gulk, with my least favorite being Britannia's. The Berlin for Britannia just looks very pitiful and very open, and it looks like it would be run over in just one hit. I really hope that's not the case because I'm really tired of Britannia just getting the short end of the stick and getting rammed over and over again. If all of their ships end up looking like this, I have a hard time believing that they are going to be great at naval warfare. I think my second favorite ships have to be either the Vlandians or the Empires. I really love the design of the Vlandians specifically, as it really reminds me of Assassin's Creed or Sea of Thieves. The Jakar for the Nords really worries me, as it does look better than the Berlin for the Britannians, but this still is really open, and I have a hard time seeing how it's not going to be destroyed in just a couple of hits. This is their medium ship, so hopefully their heavy ship will be able to support it really well, as it looks like I can just shoot one catapult and it'll clean the entire deck. But now that we've talked about all the different factions' ships, I want to talk about the ship customization. Pulling into a port is where a bare hull becomes your ship. It starts with a name, a single word, or a phrase that marks the vessel as your own, setting the tone for every voyage to come. But naming is only the beginning. From there, this is where the real tinkering begins. Ships will come with a variety of upgrade slots, such as the aft, hull, sides, sails, and more, though not every vessel supports them all. Dromons, for example, can be fully decked out, while smaller hulls omit those parts that don't fit. Most upgrades progress through tiers, steadily enhancing performance. Some improve troop melee damage, add quivers for archers, expand cargo space, or just boost seaworthiness. A select few provide meaningful branching choices, parts that alter how a ship performs in specific situations. Ships with a 4-slot, for example, can mount a ballista for added range power. Alternatively, they can be fitted with a battlement, a fortified platform that increases crew capacity, adds weight, and boosts durability, ideal for vessels heading into thick, close-quarter combat. You'll be able to install rows of shields to protect your deck crew from ranged exchanges, or equip braziers instead, which sacrifices defense for fire arrows that can threaten enemy sails. I noticed immediately reading this that before they said that fire arrows were not going to be included, but it looks like here that they actually are. But like other upgrades, even decorative elements can carry weight in combat. Figureheads blend visual flair with tactic value, similar with banners on land. A Khuzait ship may fail with a horse prow that improves its travel speed, while an Assyri vessel might be seen with a hawk or a viper for better range precision or faster ballista reloads. Some figureheads improve the attached ship's crew battle morale, and others will enhance ramming or boost throwing weapon damage, giving you the freedom to match form and function across your fleet. And the last thing that they say is that ship upgrades will also require matching port levels and can differ from culture to culture. This means that you might choose to acquire the Dromon from the Empire region, but you'll need to make your way to a Britannian port in order to install the boarding weapon upgrades. Overall, the first thing that comes to mind after reading this is the balancing. We all know how Bannerlord's combat is in vanilla, so how balanced all of the ships and upgrades will be is a big concern for me. It sounds like with 20 unique ships, sails, and upgrades, that naval warfare will be pretty intricate. I love that they are deep diving into the ship's features. I'm just very interested in the execution. My next thought that I had already mentioned is I love that they decided to add fire arrows. While it sounds like this is going to be a unique upgrade, I hope they eventually add them to the attacking archers during sieges. I think it's still fairly realistic and would be a really cool way to fully integrate a mod into the base game. Another thing I can't stop thinking about after reading this is that the level of customization that we are going to have with our ships. And I'm not talking about what we just read, but what new mods are going to allow us to do with our ships. I think the possibilities are endless, and if done right, a huge reason for players to come back to the game. But after going over everything in the new devlog, I want to know your thoughts about the new ships, as I think the release of this devlog is a huge sign that we are getting closer to an actual release date. But please still let me know your thoughts down below. And also make sure you hit that like bell and subscribe button if you want to stay up to date to the latest Bannerlord news. And if you enjoyed this video, you'll probably enjoy this one right here where we break down the brand new gameplay trailer that was just released. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.